Hello, friends and artists. Mrs. Gordon here. So happy to see you. Um, I have to tell you that Lisa Congdon, who you've just learned about, is one of my absolutely favorite artists. And I'm so excited to pair up Lisa Congdon's art with this important week of Martin Luther King Day. Um, so you just watched and learned a little bit about the artist Miss Lisa Congdon, and you just watched Martin's Big Words, and you learned a little bit more about the great American Martin Luther King. And today we're going to pair up Lisa Congdon's art. Hopefully, when you were watching Martin's Big Words, you picked out some words that you thought might be important to you. Maybe love, maybe peace, maybe hope, maybe together, maybe freedom, maybe speak, right? Because he spoke his mind. He used his big words and he spoke his mind. So you're going to pick one word, and then you're going to choose colors for the letters of that word. You're going to choose a picture or pictures to go along with that word. And you're going to make a piece of art that focuses on that word and also, let me see if I can show you this better, and also a picture. And you're going to make a very intentional piece of lettering art with a picture that reminds you or helps you express your message about that word. So in this one, the word is love. You can't see the L right now, and I don't want to get rid of this because then I'm afraid that I won't know how to find it again. But she made this really unique looking flower and used kind of colors that might evoke love. And then on this one, she used together as her word, and she wrote together in all different colors, and then she repeated those colors when she interwove the hands, right, for the word. So let's take a look. I'm going to show you three different options. You're going to choose your word. You're going to choose your picture. I'm just going to show you some ways that you can put your picture together with your art and things you can do to your letters to make them look unique in this lettering project. Okay. So let's get out of this. I'll have to move myself around a little bit here. There we go. So this is one that I was just playing around a little bit with, and I picked the word dream. And I want to zoom in on how I wrote dream. I wrote dream using some lowercase and uppercase letters. And then I made parts of the letters, certain lines in the letters thick and kept certain lines in the letters thin. And then I thought to myself, what picture really reminds me of dream? And to me it was sunflowers remind me of dreaming because they turn their heads and it just kind of looks like they're sleepy sometimes when they start to drop their heads down. And I also love the work of Mr. Vincent van Gogh. So the way I did it was I drew it with pencil first, and I'm going to show you on some other ones. And then I colored in, and then I went over and I painted over it with like blue watercolor. When I did that, I did the middle too, thinking it would look kind of cool. But then I felt like I was losing my word here a little bit. So what I might do is just go in with a marker and go around. Maybe you like the way that looks, maybe that was the way you wanted it to look, and that would be okay. So I'm just kind of outlining it now so that I don't lose it all the way. I also would go in when I went in and I was putting in these circles for my sunflower, and I thought to myself, oh, maybe I could put some circles inside of some of my letters that look like they have circles in them already, like the A. Okay, so that's one option. One option is you can pick a word and you can write your word in the middle of an image. Okay. Another option. So let's say I was going with the word freedom, right? It's using the word freedom. And another thing that I could do is I could pick one letter of the word to be a picture, right? So I kind of want, I'm going to go ahead and space it out first with my pencil so I can lay things out. So freedom is spelled, and I'm kind of wanting to fill the page with my letters. F. And some of the letters I might make really big. R, I can make it really big, lowercase, and then maybe a really big E and a really, really big capital letter E. You could add an exclamation mark if you wanted to. You could add a period. Now, I left the O really big on purpose so that I could draw a picture of something that went with that O. So when I think of being free, I think of birds, and they have, they're birds, and birds remind me of being free. Birds also remind me of peace, like the dove, and so I might use that in my next one too. So maybe I'll draw a bird. Now, you guys haven't done bird drawing with me. I usually do that in second grade. I love teaching kids how to draw birds, but I always start with a semicircle for the body. I overlap a circle for the head. I put a triangle in for the beak. I put a triangle or a trapezoid in for the tail. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up, and I add 2 feet. If I didn't want to do a bird in that one, I might do a bird in my next one. I could also pick a simple symbol like a peace sign, or, maybe I want to express a message that I love freedom. So maybe I even just make a heart. Okay, in the middle. And then I can either go over them with a marker. I can go over them with crayons. I think I'm going to go over this with a crayon. And I don't know if I'm going to color it in or not yet. I think I will, but I think I want to make this a little bit thicker. That line a little thicker. And then maybe I'll pick some other colors. And maybe I want to make part of that O thicker. So you can change the thicknesses of letters to make them look unique and special and to make them look more like art. So maybe I have another one up here. Maybe the R is also green. So I'm just going over it. And maybe I make part of that R into a shape. And maybe I make this line right here really thick. And maybe when you're drawing, you're like, gosh, I want to make more things. I want to make more drawings on here. And you can do that. You can fill a whole page like you could write a word like peace or freedom or love or speak. And you can go all around it and fill it with all different pictures that remind you of that. So now here's just my simple F, right? But to make it more special, I can go in there and I can make parts of it thick, parts of it really thick, and I can leave parts of it thin, or I can make the whole thing thick if I wanted to, or make parts of it even thicker just by thickening up the lines there. Oh, you guys couldn't see that, sorry. Sometimes I go off screen. So let's take a look at the M and what I'm doing with the M. I'm going to outline it with my crayon. And then maybe I make part of it really thick. So I just kind of like drew a little rectangle on for that one part of the M. And maybe I want this part to be really thick too. Okay. So I could keep going with that. Tracing over my letters with a color, making part of the letter thick and keeping part of the letter thin. And I can use a picture in one of my letters. I can use the word in a picture. I can use a picture in one of the letters of my word. Or I could even have a word next to a picture. So let's see. Maybe I really like the idea of a dove for peace. So I could, and I think I want this bird flying. So I will draw a head, I will draw a beak. I just drew, now this bird I'm looking at from above. So instead of drawing a semicircle for the body, I'm going to draw an oval for the body. And I'm going to make the wings coming out and add a zigzag line. And I'll add some bird feet. Later, I will color this in. I'll add some bird eyes. Now for this one, I think I'm going to have the word written next to, not inside of, like I did with the dream and the sunflower, not as the word being, the picture being part of the word. But on this one, I think I will have the picture, and then I'll either have peace written underneath to pick where I want. I think this is my biggest space. So I think I'm going to do peace here. So I'm going to write my word peace. And on this one, I'm going to make them all capitals. You can change capitals and lowercase. It's not like writing. You're not going to get in trouble for doing something like that. And I'm going to outline all my letters. But then remember, you can make your letters look unique by thickening up some of the lines and keeping some of the lines thin. And you might decide to thicken all the lines. You really want it to be bold or stand out. But right now it looks pretty simple. But if I start to thicken up some of my lines, it really starts to stand out. And my word starts to look more interesting. Then, of course, I would color in my bird. I might paint over the whole thing if I were using a water-based paint like watercolor. I might decide to color in the background by using an edge of a crayon. Sorry, friends. Oops. I'm back. So let's pretend that I colored this bird in. If I wanted to color in the background and I didn't have paint and I wanted to color in the background, like and not have to take it forever, I could use the side of my crayon. Oh, I've got some stuff underneath there, which is making it look like textured, but I kind of love that. And I could color in this way by using the edge of my crayon, and it happens so much quicker then. Gives you a slightly different look to it. But if you like to color and you want to color the whole back in, or if you want to leave it white, listen, you are the artist and you get to make choices about what your art looks like. So this week, you have picked a word from Martin's Big Words, maybe peace, maybe love, maybe speak. maybe together, maybe hope, maybe freedom. You are using that word by either drawing a picture and putting the word next to the picture, or you are drawing the letters nice and big and changing the letters by making parts of them thick and part of them thin, and maybe adding a picture in the middle of one of the letters. Or you are drawing a picture of something that that word reminds you of and writing the word in an interesting way inside of the picture. Friends and artists, I am so happy that you got to learn about the artist Lisa Congdon in connection to the great American Dr. Martin Luther King. And I can't wait to see what kind of art you make. Remember to fill out your Google form. Remember, your parents can upload the Artsonia app. You can snap a picture and show the art and upload the picture of the art that you are making at home. Happy art making, friends. I can't wait to see what you do.